with the proceedings of today. I want to welcome everybody to our first official sitting or meeting from the Planning, Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting. I want to welcome each and everybody here present. We have received, before I gonna continue any further with attendance, I'm gonna ask us to just have a minute of silence, silent prayer, and then we can proceed with the attendance. Thank you. Amen. You guys are praying long. I hope you did not fall asleep. I'm looking and share. We keep on praying. Members present, we have Councillor Lowe online. We have myself, who is the chairperson, Emma Gericke. We have Councillor Chair of Chairs, S. Campbell in Chambers, and then we also have Councillor P. Petros, also in person in the Chambers. I'm going to ask the director to just introduce her team who are present here as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon. It's Mr. Damas, Manager Building Control, Ms. Goya, Manager Local Economic Development, Mr. Smith, Manager Land Use Management, Mr. Molalo, Acting Manager Environmental Management, and myself, Andy Swatunya, Director Planning.
Okay, thank you. Then absent with leave, we had some apologies. That is from Councillor White, and then also from Councillor Sharon Sabacht. We are still waiting on I think it's the original chairperson of the PA, Kokora, who still needs to either join us or send in an apology, of which we did not receive, or maybe he will appear online. That is the only member without leave. Here is no councillors present, officials. We have the electrical department manager present here. Good afternoon. And then we also have the acting director, corporate services, Mr. Charles. I almost said Charles Marie. Charles also present. And then we have councillors online. We have the former Mayor, Councillor Aubrey Chengwa online, and we also have Councillor Nowana online. And then also, who is that? HS? Oh, okay, that's fine. So then we also have the councillors online, which is online. I acknowledge you, Councillor Lowe. I'll be with you just now. Let me just go through all the formalities, and then we will give you time to speak. Members of the Audit Committee, there is none of them present, and there is also none of the public present. We also, the lady stepping out to always let us sign, and then we also have Anita from communications or from wherever she is, and then also the IT person that is present here. Councillor Lowe, you may.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to find out, Chairperson, do the Regional Councillor Kokora knew that he's on this department, on this committee? You know, sometimes they become so confused, these PA councillors, that they didn't even know which committee they are serving on.
I'm sure he's aware of it. He was here just before lunchtime as well. And he was informed. He is also on the email portals where we receive emails and notifications with agendas and also with reminders. Nowadays it goes to our phones. The link was even emailed whether you want to tune in on YouTube or you want to tune in via Teams. So that was everything was sent. Kirsty also tried to make contact with him, but that was in vain. So he was informed of through all platforms, Councillor Lau. Can I proceed?
Yes, Chairperson, you can proceed.
Thank you. Item number 3 on the agenda, noting the provisions of Schedule 1 Code of Conduct for Councillors of the Local Government Municipal Systems Act 32 of 2000, and the Code for Ethical Leadership is adopted by Council. Can we go ahead with that?
Yes, we can. No, we can note it, Chair.
Can we note it? Is there any? Okay, it's fine. We can note. You guys say we can note it. We can proceed. Confirmation of minutes. It's number 4.1 minutes of previous meeting that was held on the 11th of December 2025. Can we note that minutes, or is there any addings to it, taking away on that? Can we note and move?
We note.
Only need to approve, yes. Can we approve? Councillor Campbell approved and Councillor Petros seconded, so the minutes is approved of the previous meeting. Number 5, matter submitted by the Acting Municipal Manager, 5.1, Economic Development Division Performance Report, Quarter 2 of October to December 2025, and that we find on page 11. Director, can you advise?
Thank you, Chair. I will request the manager to take us through the report. Thank you, Chairperson.
The manager.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon to the committee members as well as directors and colleagues. With regards to the Economic Development Performance Report, through you, Chair, I would like to propose that we take it as read and maybe take questions of clarity from the members of the committee so that we can attend to that, if it's allowed.
Do you agree? Yes. Councillor Lowe?
Chairperson, mine is very simple, but I just want to find out from the manager of economical development, what is the story about this piece of land next to Vigilance Drive opposite the robots? Last, there was a proposal called tender out. So how far is we are with that process? What is happening around that? Otherwise, we must just fence it off and that we can put the cows there.
Okay, 100% Lungi, can you answer that? Councillor Councillor Campbell, yes, so the second to put the cows there. She second that one. Let me just hear what the manager says. We can.
Thank you, Chair. With regards to the corner of George Rex and Vigilance Drive, members may recall that we went out on a tender last year, but unfortunately it was non-responsive. We had to adjust our specification, and it's currently with supply chain, waiting for the sitting of a specification committee. It'll then go through for advertisement and then go through the normal supply chain process until we get to the final stage of appointing, or rather taking the most relevant submission from potential bidders. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you satisfied with the answer, Councillor Lowe?
Please, can you give us time frames, because I know it's a 90-day process when we're dealing with supply chain processes. It's a 90 days. Can you give us a time frame? how long, when did you submit it to the suppliers for the specs committee? And when are you expecting it to come back for the director to put also her comments in and also the other directors are comments in and the two advertise? Because when you have to advertise, they have to go through to the municipal manager to advertise it. Give us a time frame because this thing of not time frames is not helping us.
Okay, thank you. I also want to welcome Councillor Kokora in our first meeting. He is present here, so I would like to welcome him. Can we get an answer and clarity on timeframes for Councillor Lau, Lungi?
Chair, it's very difficult for me to give the exact time frame because the sitting of committees is coordinated by supply chain. However, our aim is for us to conclude the supply chain processes before the end of possibly next quarter, considering that we still need to sit for SPEC and then BEC and then BAC. So I'm hopeful that by the end of the financial year, the process would have been concluded with a recommendation submitted to Council for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we go to the recommendations? Councillor Lau, are you covered?
Thank you, Chairperson. This is a 90-day process. This they explain us to us now, but it's fine. We can go to the recommendations there, and we can. I will move for the adoption of the recommendations.
Thank you. That is basically to ask if we can note that the Economic Development Division Performance Report of Q2, October to December 2025 be noted. Can we note the report and move? Councillor Campbell, Councillor Kokora, and Councillor Lau, and Councillor Petro say we can go with it, so we can move with it. 5.2, Expanded Public Works Program, EPWP, Q2, on page 18, that is for October and December 2025. Director, on page 18, can you please advise?
Once more, Chair, I think we can take it as read and accept questions, or if you allow, then the manager will take the responses and lead. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Any comments, any inputs, any... Because the recommendations say that the Expanded Public Works Program Performance Report, EPWP, for the Q2, October to December, be noted. I want to know. There will be an awareness program on the 24th with regards to this. Lungi, can you please just take us through that?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. The report focuses mainly on the projects that we've been implementing since the beginning of the financial year. However, we have been approached by Public Works to pilot a project within the Garden Route. The current benefiting municipalities would be Knysna, Plettenberg Bay, and Hasekwa. They are looking at employing 20 beneficiaries. There has been discussions between Public Works as well as the Office of the Mayor. I'm not too sure where that process is currently, but as my understanding is that on the 24th, there is a scheduled awareness around the project, but mainly the awareness is going to focus on skills audit so that when they plan these programs, they also attach some kind of a training program to give participants that are in the program an opportunity to be capacitated, and those that are interested in other areas within the training programs that are offered by Public Works. Thank you, Chair. I hope I've answered your question.
Okay, thank you. Lungi, Councillor Lau.
Can you just explain to us how the selection process will work for these 20 people that you spoke about? What is the criteria? What is the process that will be followed? And I hope that you are not going to deal with this problem where the Holy Father, the Holy Ghost, and the Holy Spirit is everything on that program.
Lungi, go ahead. No, there's nothing like that. We will deal with that programs because our people needs to benefit from that. That is one of those things. Lungi, can you go ahead, please?
Thank you, Chair. With regards to the selection process, the department has a portal wherein all the interested participants in the program will be expected to register on. But that registration will also give them notifications if there are other opportunities, focusing mainly on the project itself. They will be registering on the portal, and then Public Works will then do the shortlisting of the successful participants. But as indicated before, they are just looking for 20 participants across the Greater Knysna. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Can we then, there is nothing else? Can we then?
Chairperson, can
Okay, Councillor Low, yes, I acknowledge
Chairperson-
you. Okay, you can go ahead. No, you can go
Yes.
ahead, Councillor Low.
When will they start with that process? If you can just get a time frame, and where will they to put all these things and where people can put in the CVs or this process that they're going to unfold? Will it be advertised? Will people know about it, and how will they do it? So we can know precisely. Will we also receive the advert so we can forward to our different groups, or so the young people can understand where they must go to deal with these things and what they must do?
Lungi?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Councillor Lowe, there will be a poster that will be shared, which will be mainly an information poster with all the details. And the duration of the project is actually 3 months, which means these participants will be on the program for 3 months. And then if there are further opportunities post that, then they will participate. I think the actual start date has not been confirmed. The 24th is mainly to raise awareness around it. Then when they issue the poster, they'll give us the exact dates on when the registration starts and where people can register and how they can register, as well as the actual project start date, because they need to give us some kind of an implementation plan, as we are going to be the host municipality. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. You covered, Councillor Low. Okay, there is I think is gone there. Can we note this report? Yes, we can note. We move. 5.3, Environmental Management Division Performance. It's on page 22 of the agenda. Report for Q2, October to December 2025. Director.
Thanks, Chairperson. We present the report for the second quarter as read, and I will, through you, Chair, allow the acting manager to also lead the discussion should there be areas of clarity from the members. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The report is for Q2. The report is divided into 4 parts. The first one is SDB against our actual performance. The second one is budget allocation and cash flow. The third one is enforcement activities that occurred within that quarter. And the last one is on Oscar permit issued on that quarter. And the report is for noting. Thank you.
Thanks. Can we note that report? We note and we move to 5.4, Building Control Report for Q2, October, December 2025. You find that on page 26. Page 26, Director.
Thanks, Chair. Once more, I will allow the manager to take us through the report, and then we will accept questions. Thank you.
Thank you. The manager can proceed.
Good afternoon, everyone, colleagues, councillors here. So the report consists of the applications received.
Sorry, sir. Can we, yes, otherwise we must put both mics on.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay, so the report is for the building plan applications received during this quarter. It was applications for building plan applications and also applications for outdoor advertising and heritage. If you look at the trend graph of the applications received for the total for the year or for that year and the quarter, it's shown. And if there's any information that or additional comments from the committee, then I'm open for questions.
Thank you, Councillor Lowe.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just want to ask the manager, when are you going to, through you, Chairperson, when will there be an item around the waiver of these other people that have built? And so we can deal with that also. You understand most what I'm trying to say?
I do.
Or the nasty process, let I put it like that.
Okay, I think the amnesty process needs to be dealt with by any, if I'm not mistaken. That is now for people that are building, like in your areas there, people that started to build and now we all of a sudden decide now there's no streets. I think that came up already. I think that is what Councillor Lowe is talking about. So people that were building where there is no streets, and I think previously there was an amnesty, I think 10 years back or something like that, there was amnesty granted to certain people. Is there anything in the pipeline that we're looking at within the interim or soon, any? Will you be able to answer that?
Thank you, Chair. You're quite correct. We had a amnesty in 2013 for only agricultural properties within the municipal area. I think the issue that Councillor Lowe is referring to is unregistered properties. And we've got a backlog of about 7,000 unregistered properties, where people are residing on land, but it's not registered with title deeds. So I think that is the first challenge we need to overcome, is to get properties registered and also to get layout plans that is conflicting with what is on the ground, to amend them so as to allow people to reside on properties legally. So I am aware, Chair, that provincial government is assisting with the backlog of title deeds. So, and that is something that integrated human settlements with province is dealing with at the moment. Thank you.
Of which Councillor Lowe is the chairperson. I'm now going to give to you, Councillor Campbell. Can I just, is it a follow-up, Councillor Lowe, or you want to go?
Yes, man. Yes, I don't want these stories, man. What I want, just inform us. We can start the process like that as the municipality. Then you are going to work the end in end with the integrated human settlement department, where we can get general plans, and then people can register their houses, their properties there, so they can also get the amnesty, because some of the people are building brick houses in the informal settlement areas, so we can deal with it correctly like that. I understand this thing of agriculture and all this kind of thing, but that's not what I want. Because there are people that want to pay the municipality, they want to pay the rate and taxes and things like that. But also they want to register and make sure that the plans that they are submitting late, they can also pay for that. This is what we are trying to do now. It's a very simple. It doesn't have to be so complicated. And we deal with it like that. Bring an item, because we spoke now for 2 years about it. For 2 full years, we spoke about it. So people can know they have a nasty, they must register, so we can also generate some funds through that, because there's people that want to pay.
Okay, Councillor Campbell.
Yes, Chair, I'm happy to note the report, but I've got something else I would like to raise, which is a matter of concern to me,
Is
if I
it,
may.
is it on the report?
It's not on the report, but it relates to building control, and it's a matter of public safety. So I would just like to raise it, if you would allow me permission to raise that.
It's fine, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very concerned that on Thyssen Island, the commercial section, the water's edge has gabions on it. The gabions are quite high, and then below the gabions there's a protruding gabion. And on the Sand Park side of Thyssen Island, there is a balustrade, or whatever you would call it, a railing. But on the Thyssen Island commercial section, especially of concern is in front of two restaurants. And the one restaurant, a significant amount of liquid refreshments are taken in. And it really concerns me that people who may be inebriated, or children who are playing there, could very, very easily fall into the water. I know that for a deck that is a meter or higher, you need to have a railing or balustrade, whatever you call it. Now, this is much more than a meter above the water, and it's extremely dangerous. So I'm not sure whether this is a building control matter or a planning matter, but every time I see it, I think if something has to happen to somebody, I'm going to feel guilty that I never spoke about it. It's simple to rectify the matter. They simply just have to put a balustrade around the edge. There are signs here and there to warn people it's an unprotected edge. So the mere fact that you actually have to warn people is an acknowledgement that it is dangerous. So if that could just be looked into, I know it doesn't quite fit into the report, but I just feel it's something that really does concern me, and I do think it could actually be dangerous to people's lives. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Can we get an answer for Councillor Lowe and then also for Councillor Campbell's input? Manager Building Control.
I'm going to take first Councillor Campbell's one, and then I'll answer Councillor Lowe's one. Councillor Campbell, we are going to have a joint meeting inspection with fire department, because there's a few fire issues also which the fire department spoke to us about. He's just off this week, the fire officer. He's on training, and then next week we'll be conducting at the waterfront. We will do that.
Chair, I appreciate it.
Councillor Lowe, from our side, this is a difficult one. What we should do is, I think there should be a joint meeting that should be planned between town planning, building control, and human settlement, so that we can have an action plan in this. I know we've spoken numerous times, but we had meetings with, I think previously with HIS, to say that they must start the processing of the general plans, etc. So I think what we should do is we should have a meeting and have an action plan with, which we can decide in what dates and what needs to be done by which department in order to find a solution to this matter, because I know it's an ongoing matter, and I believe if we can get through this challenge with regards to getting people compliant in terms of the land use and having title deeds, then people can apply. Because it's really a challenge for us also when people in the northern areas have tried to submit plans. But the other issue also is that our current human settlements projects, we need to fix those ones also. I think people should, when they get their houses, they must get their title deed. That should be sorted out, and there must be a general plan, because I don't know how the new projects, if they are in line, because we're kicking the can at the end of the road. Do you understand? So we're solving one problem, but we're creating another problem again. So we need to find a solution to, if we are planning this project, that it goes through the correct processes, so that people at the end of the day, there's a general plan and there's a title deed. So that when a person wants to apply or submit an application, they've got everything they need, because every time it comes to us, and then we cannot follow due processes because it's still municipal land or et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if I've answered you, Councillor Lowe, but that's the best I can do.
His hand is still up. I just want to know, before you go, Councillor Lowe, I just want to know quickly, Manager Building Control, you're saying that we are doing the one thing, but we're causing a problem on the other end. Can you maybe just explain that statement for me? I just want clarity on that, please, if you don't mind.
The thing is currently, I don't know, Henny, maybe you can also come in here. I don't know if the town planning processes are followed prior to we starting with a housing project. I don't know, because I don't receive any plans for housing. I've never received in the time that I've worked here. So I think there must be communication between our departments in a process to make life easier for our clients at the end of the day, so that when they follow these processes, the municipality has done also the due processes to get them compliant, and they get everything, the title deed, there's a general plan, there's town planning application, because normally when you start, you need to start with the town planning processes first, and then the others follow. So I don't know, any can maybe come in there with regards to that also.
Okay, any before you come in, so I'm going to give to Councillor Lowe now. So what you're actually saying is that we are putting the cart before the horses. That is actually what you're saying. Thank you. Councillor Lowe.
Mine is very simple, man. Planning department draft an email to the housing department, because you can't just go build houses, but you never receive any plans from housing department. It's incorrect. So mine is now send an email to the department and come together and solve that problem, because we can't have a situation where the planning department doesn't have anything from housing. It's incorrect. Houses have been built. If there's no general plans, if there's no plans that are submitted, how can the province come? How can we go and hand over houses, but there's no plans that they can even go and get from planning department? It's incorrect. So mine is that they have this meeting, send them an email, an urgent email, not wait until God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit is coming. Send an urgent email so we can correct the things. Like what you have said, you said for years, while you're working in the municipality, you never receive anything from houses. The only thing that you see is that houses have been built. And then when there's problems, then you must go and solve it as the planning department. So mine is that, send an email, we're waiting for that. CC all the MMCs also into your emailing so we can deal with it. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Lowe. Can I allow the councillor next to me before the director goes?
So basically what you say when it comes to housing, HDA is doing their own thing now. That is what you basically say. HDA is doing their own thing, the Housing Development Agency, and not consulting with you guys as a town planning body from NICE. The other thing is, this is my concern, is that as you just alluded now to us, we are sitting with the biggest issue here in NICE now. We need to have a time frame attached when it comes to the client is submit his plan and everything. I don't know if you are also short of staff on that side, but that is basically what I'm picking up everywhere in all these directors. You are short of staff, and then the plans, I know for sure that a friend of mine's plan that lay almost there 7 months. So mine is very clear, is that we need to work hand in hand. And my question going to be again is that, so HDA is doing their own thing, and we need to sort that out as the MMMC of infrastructure just saying now.
Thank you, Councillor Cora, Director.
Thanks, Chairperson. I think we will start again that process and engage with integrated human settlements so that we get them starting the process. I know partly it's going to need some budget to do the general plans, amendments, and ensuring that before any housing project is now initiated, there is all the planning issues and compliances are put up and are in place. So that I know it's not something that can be overnight, but a process will definitely assist planning going forward so that whatever new projects that are starting, we are in a good stand where, as we are saying, under normal circumstances, when you are handing over an RDP house, then you should also be handing over a title deed. So that process we will be engaging also the provincial departments for funding. If we are able to get the funding, then we can work on that. And with regards to HDA, Councillor, it's I can say HDA, our municipality through IHS, we are one person in a way, because we're implementing the projects, and they also come as an agency of government to support in the implementation of the project. So the situation is as it is presented, that we are building houses and yet we are not complying in terms of town planning requirements. So the reason we are putting here is that it is done in the northern areas, and there is no proper planning by the user department, which is human settlements. We are adding on the wrongs that we have been doing in the prior years. So hence, we are saying we will again initiate that discussion and try to ensure that we champion it, we follow up with integrated human settlements. So that is our take, Chairperson, at this stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lowe.
Yes, I hear what the director said. What I'm saying to the director now is the MMC chair, the chairperson of housing, draft that email to them. Draft that email and make it an urgent thing, because we can't work differently. If there's rules for residents outside, the other part of what we are doing, building RDP houses, the same rules must apply for us as the municipality. So mine is that draft that email, and it's an urgent email, so we can start with the process, because I know how government is working. The moment you said we're going to start with the process and that thing is not, the email is not coming through, then it's not going to happen. So draft that email and let's we get it so we can starting. Even we are going into the budget process now, so we can say now as we get money for professional service, so we can have general plans. This is my take on it.
Okay, thanks. As the chairperson of Planning and Economic Development and Tourism, I'm asking you, Director, to please send the email to the different spheres that needs to come together in order to see if we can get to a solution and maybe bring up or get the process going again, because at this stage, hence I was saying we're putting the cart in front of the horses. It says, if you give someone something, that someone needs proof that it belongs to them. And in this case, it is obviously your title deed, to ensure that you are the owner of the house. But nevertheless, can we note this report, and can we then move to 5.5? If the committee agrees with me, can we note?
Yes, Chairperson, yes.
Thank you. We note, and we move to 5.5, Land Use Management Division Report, October to December 2025, and that is on page 45. Director.
Thank you, Chair. I will request Manager Land Use to lead the presentation of the report, and we will receive questions thereafter. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Manager.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to take you through on page 49, the table at the bottom, application progress status. From it sort of provides a comparison between the previous reporting period and the current one. And Chair, you can see there's quite a substantial increase in.
Sorry, Annie, can you go through that thing? The councillors can't see. Yeah, if you can, maybe just go through it.
It's on page 49 of the agenda.
Yes, but it's very small.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, I'm asking if you can maybe just.
Sorry, Chair, I've got connection problems with the Microsoft Teams.
Okay, let me just see something quickly. Here's it. Can I go through it? I've got it here. Total number of activity applications, previous reporting period 128. Current reporting is 164. Is that is most the what you want us to look at, isn't it?
Yes, Chair, I just wanted to highlight in summary that we received more applications as from the previous period, and you will also note that the outstanding comments from departments also increased. We had a meeting internally this morning about overdue comments on applications, which was quite productive, and we will have engagement with the relevant departments to get the overdue comments so that we can finalize applications. And then at the same time, as you know, Chair, we've now got the tribunal up and running, so we are attending to all overdue applications.
Okay, I see here that your overdue comments from authorities. Previous report or the period, it was 29. Current reporting period, you say it's 47. The authorities, can you maybe explain to the committee, or to me, if the committee knows who the authorities, it's fine. I just want some clarity on that, please.
Chair, that consists of internal relevant municipal departments as well as external, which will inter alia include, depending on the application, Sandparks, Provincial Department of Agriculture, as well as the Department of Infrastructure and Transport. So it depends on each application, who's supposed to comment on the application. And then in terms of LUPA, external departments have a 60-day period to comment, and they're not keeping within those 60-day legal periods.
Okay, thanks, Annie. Are you through with the report? Can we, is there any other comments? Councillor Campbell.
Yes, Chair, I've got two issues. The one is to do with the tribunal and the other is land use planning applications. Chair, I don't know, I think you also received, I think the committee was copied into a letter today. We received a letter from the owners of Wild Oats Community Market in Sedgefield. They informed us that there's a land use application, amongst others a rezoning application for the Mosaic Market. That's the one next to the engine garage. And that they did not actually receive personal notice of this application, although they are persons whose rights or legitimate expectations may reasonably be affected. So what happened is last year, a planning application was advertised, I think, in the Edge. They heard about it too late, and I think they submitted a comment. If I may just refer you to the planning bylaw, and this is section 46. So 46.1 says a municipality must cause a notice with the contents contemplated in section 47 to be served in at least the following applications. An application referred to in 45.1, that's a rezoning application, which this is. Then it says the notice must be served on persons, this is 2C, whose rights or legitimate expectations may reasonably be affected by the approval of the application, and on every owner of land adjoining the land concerned. I'm not going to read the other sections. So it is concerning that if what they are saying is correct, there was non-compliance with section 46, and it is not, section 46 makes it very clear the word must is used. So this is not an optional thing. It has also come to my attention that there was a further problem with the notification of the application, and that is that the public notice, whereas it was published in the Edge newspaper, it was not published on the municipality's website, which is again non-compliance. If I may refer you to section 45, subsection 2. Public notice of an application must be given by publishing a notice with the contents contemplated in section 47 on the municipality's website and publishing in a newspaper. So it's not all. So the website is compulsory. Now what the contents are that are set out in section 47, and it basically, the name and contact details of the applicant have to be provided, the identity of the land, the intent of the application. The notice must state that a copy of the application and supporting documentation will be available for viewing and placed after hours. I know the application was on the website. I might just mention that. It must state the name and contact details of the person to whom comments must be addressed. It must invite members of the public to submit written comments together with the reasons therefor, state in which format it must be submitted, state the date by which the comments must be submitted, which date may not be less than 30 days. So this is, whereas there was compliance in that the application was actually published on the website, nowhere on the website was it possible to determine the date of the application, when one has to comment, who you have to comment to, and this again is a prescriptive part of the bylaw. So I have also been informed that Sedgefield Island Village wrote to, I think, the municipal manager in December and pointed this out to them, and they received a response that was not satisfactory, that there was publication. Now, as I said earlier, there was publication of the application, but you must be able to consult the website to see where you must comment, to whom you must comment, and the date of that. So I just want to bring it to the attention of the Land Use Planning Department that this particular application, the service did not comply with the bylaw, which is I would say it's it could be a fatal ground if this thing comes to the tribunal, but it is not too late.
Councillor Tate.
They can't correct it, Chair. So that's all I wanted to say at this point in time. But what concerns me is that I've now looked at the website. It seems as though we never publish on the website the actual notification. So if you go to the website, you will find the application, the details, but you don't find the date that you must comment by. You've got no idea. In fact, I personally had an issue last year where I was told of an application, went onto the website, could not see what the comment date was, wrote to the MM who never got back to me. So I think this could be something that could be a huge problem. We need to address this in our application so that we don't find that we get one to the tribunal one day and there's a fatal procedural defect. Thank you, Chair. Oh yes, and then I've got a comment about appeal, but maybe we can first deal with this. Appeal, the tribunal.
Thank you. I think, Councillor, if we look at the agenda, there is certain items. For what there is an item 5.8, which is based on the planning tribunal, then you can bring that in there. And then also there was now I know it's a zoning scheme bylaw that we're also going to go to. This is a land use management division report for October, which was in October, to December 2025. if there should be any new matters, it should be that you were talking about now about the bylaw. We can maybe slot it in there again. And then also the proposed amendment to the Knysna Municipal Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Law of 20, that one we can also maybe slot it in if it is okay with you, Councillor. 100%. No, I won't forget, we will slot it in. Can we then note the report of for 5.5, the land use one? So you say we can note it. Thank you. It is then noted 5.6, proposed amendments to the Knysna Municipality Zoning Scheme Bylaw 2020, and you can find it on page 50. Director, over to you. Is it your item?
Thanks, DM. I will present the item, thank you. This is the proposed amendment of the Knysna Municipal Planning Bylaw. The approach is that we are to introduce the proposed amendments and notify the Section 80, the committee, and up to council that we intend to commence the amendment of the zoning scheme bylaw. And this is mandated through Section 12 of the Municipal Systems Act. And therefore, before we can start the process, there should be proof that it was introduced and that in council, a member of council who is a councillor will then introduce the amendment, the proposal to amend the Knysna bylaw, zoning scheme bylaw. So that is that. And once we have done the amendments, we will be taking also council to, or the Section 80 and councillors in a form of a workshop to indicate what were the amendments that were made. So the procedure of all the IGR and steering committees as per Section 27 of the Western Cape Land Use Planning Act guides us in terms of the IGR processes that we should follow in amending the zoning scheme bylaw. And in the fact that we will need to also set up a technical steering committee that will also be leading the review and amendment of the zoning scheme, as we know that the last one was developed and adopted by council in 2020. As I've already talked to the council workshop, and then will be presented to council for consideration before we can take it to the public for public comments. That is, council will have to give us their consideration that we can go to the public participation process. And once all those processes have been completed, we will need to gazette that, and we have requested from the budget adjustment process an amount of 70,000 so that we can be able to gazette the zoning scheme bylaw. That is the item. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Director. Councillor Campbell.
Yes, Chair. I'm by far the oldest person here, but I've got a better memory, it would appear, because we dealt with a similar situation in August, on the 14th of August in our Section 80 meeting, when the proposed amendments to the land use planning bylaw were introduced. And this committee decided there, and this will be relevant to the next item as well, that the item on the proposed amendments of the Knysna Municipality Spatial Planning and Land Use Management Bylaw be withdrawn, and that the amended bylaw indicating assessments concluded, inclusive of relevant track changes and appropriate legislative prescripts and case law, be submitted to a workshop arranged by the Speaker. We as councillors cannot introduce a bylaw that we have not had time to consider in a workshop. This has come from the administration. I do not understand why. The same that applied to the planning bylaw applies to the zoning bylaw. At first, I propose that it be withdrawn and that it be, legal has to go through it, and we need to be given the bylaw with track changes in a form where we can also comment, because at the end of the day, if us as councillors have to introduce a bylaw, we also have to satisfy ourselves with it and maybe introduce our own proposals. So I'm asking that we do exactly the same here as we did in August. I can repeat it, or I can just give it to committee services, exactly the same wording, except that we would now be talking about the zoning scheme bylaw, that this be removed. And the same for the next item, Chair. I can't understand, after this committee had resolved this had to happen, the same bylaw, land use planning bylaw, was brought back to us again, and our previous decision is completely ignored, Chair. Thank you.
Can I clarify, Chair?
Director, before you clarify, that's fine.
We are not presenting an amended bylaw. We are introducing the process that the committee introduces the proposed amendment process, not a proposed amended zoning scheme bylaw. Just like we did with the special development framework, before we started the actual process of the amendment, we need a council resolution that is mandating us to proceed with the processes of amending the bylaw. It's not here, as it is indicated here, we just want council to give us a go-ahead that go and amend. I think that's the reason on the first processes we agreed that let's withdraw that and also wait, because even the SDF were not allowed to amend until we have our SDF adopted by council. So there were delays in terms of the adoption of the MSDF, and as such, we could not also bring the proposed process that we can start with the process. I'm not sure if I'm very much clear. It's not the amended and the amendments, it's just to say we're giving it a go-ahead, and then we start the process, we set up the steering committees and all that. So it was initiating. The reason we withdrew it is because the SDF also at that time could not receive approval at that stage. So we had to withdraw all these also. So I'm trying to be more clear as much as I can, Chairperson.
Councillor Campbell.
Chair, who is proposed to be part of the technical steering committee, and can councillors be part of that?
Can I come, before you go there, Councillor Campbell, can I ask that the recommendations, because we need somehow, somewhere, some form of recommendation in order for this to be, or for the process to start. Do we need a specific councillor that will introduce the proposed amendment process to the Knysna zoning scheme bylaw? Do we need a specific councillor? So it must be someone from this committee. Am I right if I'm saying so? Or can it be any councillor out of the 21 councillors that we are? I'm just asking because it's, if you look at it, say the Act 32 of 2000, and then also it's talking about the section 12, right? And then if I can get an answer on that, then I will then we can go with the recommendation A. And then Councillor Campbell, if you get your answer on the technical steering committee, we can see to keep that on there. But council or us here must or will ask for a workshop on this. If we are going to withdraw this, we need to say that to one another. If we're going to amend some recommendations, and then say that it needs to go to a workshop, then it's the committee that are deciding that let us rather go and workshop this thing. Then there's a recommendation to that. Otherwise, we can, and I will actually just then say that we have that 3. Oh, and then obviously the 70,000, and I don't know why you just don't have this for additional in your budget, about the 70,000. But then maybe that 3 or 4 recommendations can go, but let me just get some clarity on, is it councillors of this committee that need to introduce the proposed amendment process, or can it be any? And then that Councillor Campbell also asked then that if councillors can be part of the technical steering committee. Can we just have clarity on that before we move, please?
Thanks, Chair. The regulations indicate that it can be any councillor who is a councillor, who is the member of the council of Knysna municipality, or a member of the Section 80 committee. So it's not closed only to Section 80 members. Then with regards to the technical, as the word says technical, it's officials. Then we can have special Section 80s so that the technical team can come and make presentations on progress. I think we've done that also with the MSDF. So we can follow the same procedure where, because when you talk technical, we are discussing, we are not as technocrats, not on the same level. We engage, so we would then arrange work sessions where we make presentations to the Section 80 on the progress. It doesn't need to be only one workshop at the end, so we can arrange such platforms, Chairperson, but the technical committee is made up of officials from various sector departments, the province, national department, the district, and the municipality. Thank you.
Councillor Campbell?
Yes, Chair, I just want to refer you to Section 12 of the Systems Act. 12.1, only a member or committee of a municipal council may introduce a draft bylaw of the council. So this is the wrong process. We're putting the cart before the horse. There's nothing that a councillor has to introduce the process for a draft bylaw. Our previous resolution on the spatial planning bylaw is correct. It must start with a workshop. If council is then satisfied that the draft bylaw we are happy for it to go out to public comment, then it can come to the Section 80 committee. It can then be introduced by one of the members. But there is nothing in Section 12 of the Systems Act that says a committee introduces a proposed amendment. You introduce it when you are happy with the draft bylaw and it's ready to go for public participation. So, Chair, I again repeat what I proposed earlier, that we withdraw and that it be sent to a workshop and the wording be the same as our decision on the 14th of August. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Lowe?
Sorry, Chairperson, I'm just driving now, but Chairperson, there must be a workshop held. And if we agree in the workshop, this is what is going to happen. There will be a draft process. Then we advertise the draft, take it to council, council accept it, and then we advertise the process. We can't come to a Section 18 committee, then we must approve a draft process. It doesn't work like that. It must be workshop first. Anything, any policy of the municipality must be workshop, and then we put up the draft. Because they come up with the draft, we workshop it, we make amendments on the draft, and then we take it to the Section 18, and from there we take it to the council, and we advertise the process. It's the first time that I hear that now first, Section 18 committee must approve the draft first.
Okay, now, I just want to be also clear, and to the administration also, and I think we need to understand this correctly. We as the committee can't approve things that needs to go to council, we can note and adopt. We can't approve. If we agree here that this thing that this one needs to go to a workshop, I'm a devil's advocate. If we agree, we're going to have a resolution then to say that there will be a council, that this be workshop. Councillor Lowe, can you mute yourself, please? Councillor Lowe. Then it will go then for all other two items at the bottom of this. Because in the workshop we will then have our columns and we will have our inputs and we will have whatever we have or want to do at the workshop. So my suggestion here is, and you can say yea or nay, is that it be noted that a council workshop be arranged to present, or I will just say that a council workshop be arranged, let us say be arranged to present the proposed, the draft, to present the proposed draft, check them out like that, Knysna zoning scheme and amended bylaw before. Or just to basically workshop, let us just workshop the Knysna zoning scheme amended bylaw. That so a workshop be done. Can we agree on that? Yes, Councillor Campbell.
Can I just amend your proposal ever so slightly, and that the amended bylaw indicating assessments concluded, inclusive of relevant track changes and appropriate legislative prescripts and case law, that this has to be submitted to the workshop, so that we just have and make sure we get all the information we need. So if we can go with, I don't know if can we go with that, Chair?
The committee, can we go with that? Okay, I've got Councillor Petros and Councillor Kakora seconding your proposal. So I will then, Councillor Campbell, if you can put your mic off.
Oh, sorry.
I will then also would like to propose it for for 5.7 and 5.8. That we first workshop that, and then I don't want items to be removed. I want that what Councillor Campbell was saying now being put as the recommendation, so that we have something to work on. So all three items will be workshopped. That is what the item is saying. So you and the director see what you can do with the office or through the office of the speaker to get those workshops done ASAP in order for us to go over to the next step. Okay? Yeah, no, there's more items coming. Shall we move? Thank you. Shall we geloof my nie? Hulle geloof my nie, as ek vir hulle dit goed sê nie. Where is it? Give me 5.9.
217, Chair.
Okay, public access for boat launching site at Swartfly Lake, 217. Councillor, Director, through you.
Thanks, Chairperson. Through you, Chairperson, I will request the manager, land use management, to take us through the item. Thank you.
Any go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of this item is to obtain a mandate from council to explore public access to Swartvlei Lake. It has been something that's been coming for many decades with the previous former Sedgefield municipality, and the Sedgefield Ratepayers Association approached the municipality to sort of revive the project and to take it where it was left and investigate proposed public access sites around Swartvlei Lake. So basically what we want to do, Chair, is get a mandate from council, prepare a business plan and then source funding for the necessary approvals for that, because there's a lot of environmental requirements, both from Sandparks as well as DFFE, there's town planning requirements. So all of these requirements require funding. And so what we want to do, Chair, is prepare a business plan and then go out there and source funding so that we can appoint the necessary specialists and experts to do the applications and look at potential sites for the public access. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I'd like to save us a lot of money. Swartvlei is part of the Garden Route National Park, and the management authority is Sandparks. I would suggest that the administration arranges a meeting with Sandparks, identifying possible sites to see whether there are any sites that they would be okay with, and that they then, if there are sites that are appropriate, then approach this council and say to us, well, we've identified this, and that site, but we need to start by talking to Sandparks, because we won't be able to do anything without their approval. So that, in short, is what I would say. We can note it, but that that the item be withdrawn, and that the administration first meet with Sandparks to see whether there are any possible sites that can be agreed on, and then we can go and look into what approvals would be necessary and what it would cost, etc. Sandparks could possibly also provide access. Then it's not a problem from our side. Thank you, Chair.
Any?
Thank you, Chair. We had a meeting with Sandparks, the representative for coastal management at the district municipality, Dr. Viljoen. At that meeting, we also had our colleagues from our environmental management department, the ratepayers, and this project forms part of the coastal management program of the district. So what we're trying to do here is actually a project listed in the coastal management program of the Garden Route District Municipality. And Sandparks did provide their input, Councillor Campbell, together with Dr. Viljoen from the Garden Route District Municipality. So we've done that exercise already. There is approvals acquired from Sandparks. So there needs to be applications prepared so that Sandparks can approve these sites. We have identified sites, and we discussed it at that meeting with Sandparks and the other stakeholders. And it was agreed that we need to approach council for a mandate so that we can move forward with this project and proceed at the next step, which is the business plan. Which the business plan will also be done in consultation with all the key role players, including Sandparks.
Councillor Campbell.
Chair, unfortunately, none of that information is in the report. I think we need a more comprehensive report so that we have got some idea what was done. We, for example, were now told that there was a process way back that was stopped. That could be very useful if we could get that information. So unless the administration wants to come back to us with a business plan and sites, that's fine. But at this point in time, we really don't have enough information for anything. Thank you, Chair.
What is your, are you giving a counter recommendation or proposal, Councillor Campbell, or what do you suggest?
Possibly, unfortunately, I don't have that item in front of me, the recommendation, so I'm a little bit in the dark, but.
Can I read it
but
to you?
Thank you, Chair.
I read that council, the recommendations is that council delegates the acting municipal manager to conclude a service level agreement with the Gardenwood District Municipality for the establishment of public access onto Swartvlei Lake, okay? And that a business plan be submitted to council for approval in order to source funding for the planning and implementation of the project. That's basically very simple what they're asking us to do.
Yeah,
So-
it might be simple, Chair, but we've got no idea what's in the service level agreement. Surely, if we want to authorize a service level agreement, we need to have a copy of it. So I would then suggest that the item comes back to us with a business plan and a copy of the service level agreement and the proposed site, so that we at least can know what we're agreeing to, because Thank you, Chair. That's my proposal.
Anything from your side, administration, any director? Can we then ask the item to come back with relevant information if the committee agrees from you guys' side quickly?
If I'm getting Councillor Campbell clearly, what is being requested is that we bring the draft service level agreement and the draft business plan before we can request approval to do them. So is that, because is that what is being said? We must first bring the two draft documents.
Chair, and
Then-
maybe some idea of the proposed sites. I don't know.
Director, any, do you want to answer, Director? Are we going to remove the item and then you guys are going to come back, or we're going to amend the recommendations and say that the planning that the planning, economic development and tourism department come back to us with the service level agreement for scrutiny, and then also the business plan with the amended or with the sites that they are basically saying. Are we going to do the draft? Yes. Can we, direct?
I think, DM, I don't know. Here, therefore, the acting municipal manager can develop, so the approval is granted that an SLA and a business plan can be drafted, but cannot be concluded and signed off prior to it being presented here. Yes, that was the request. Definitely, it will be brought back once we have it. We didn't want to start a process, have a business plan, an SLA developed, wasting much of the time, and only to find that even that exercise is not acceptable. So if the committee agrees that we can process this, but prior to the conclusion of it being signed, we bring it back, then I'm happy, Chairperson. Thank you.
Okay. You guys are playing with words. It's good. It's nice. It's nice. It's. Yes. No, that's what I'm saying. Yes. For approval. Yeah. Right. Okay. Anita, Tracy, you've got that. Okay. So it's sorted. Can we move? And then we have to obviously just add the areas. Councillor Campbell?
Yes, the proposed sites.
Yes, the proposed sites. Then we can move. The item actually, let me rather not go in there. Let us. Can we move with the recommendations, with the amended recommendations? Thank you. Director, your item is still on 5.1, 5.10. It's your item, Director.
Thank you, Chair. My item on the report on the Greater Knysna Farmers Cooperative NPO Forum, this is just for noting that there is a Farmers Cooperative NPO of a forum that is sitting, and they would love that we also participate in their forum, just to see maybe how they can collaborate with the municipality, noting that there is quite a number of challenges that the municipality is facing We know we've got roaming cattle along N2 and others, so we've not been engaging with the farmers of Knysna. So we are just notifying the committee that there is a farmers cooperative NPO for Knysna, which they have approached the municipality so that we can work together. If there is a need for an SLA, we'll come back to the Section 80 and indicate upon having scrutinized their operations versus the standard operating procedures and regulations of the municipality. So it's just presented that these, they've come to us to indicate that they do exist and they would want to work with the municipality. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you. Can we note that the recommendations are saying that the presentation from the Greater Knysna Farmers Cooperative NPO Forum be noted? Can we note that? Yes. We do note. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned.
Sorry, Chair, there's,
Is the item of the tribunal, we must not say that you must come with everything, that 5, 6, 5, 7, 5, 8. You must come with, we first going to workshop that thing. That is what we said. The rules of the, yes, we noted that, but it will be workshopped.